Hi, my name's Sarah. I'm an ABRSM examiner, and this is a quick guide to how to record and upload a recording for ABRSM's new music performance grade exams. Most smartphones, tablets and laptops are suitable for the video recording of these performance exams. It's important though, before you begin, to set your camera resolution to 720p, and you can find this in your device's settings. If it's lower than this, you can end up with a rather grainy and unclear image, and if it's higher, you can end up with a file size that's too large to upload successfully. Your recording must be in one of the following file formats: MP4, WMV, MOV or MPG. The important thing is that the overall file size doesn't exceed 2 gigabytes, as this can result in a file that's rather slow to upload. If this does happen, however, you'll need to compress your file, and there are various platforms available through Apple and Android App Store that can help you to do this. When you're ready to record your exam, you'll need to do it in one continuous audio-visual take. This means that once the recording has started, the candidate needs to make their announcements, to introduce themselves and to show the candidate ID before beginning to perform all of the repertoire in one go. We don't need to hear your tuning before the exam starts, but if you do need to retune during the course of the exam, don't stop your recording and include it as part of the one continuous take. Please see the syllabus on ABRSM's website for further details. And once you've recorded your exam, you mustn't edit it in any way. When it comes to setting up to record your performance exam, the camera should be static, and it can be in landscape or portrait view. It's important that you can see the candidate, the instrument, and the music stand if you're using one. Where an accompanist is part of the performance, they should also be visible, but it's important that the main focus is on the candidate. It's important for the examiner to hear the candidate and any accompaniment in good balance. For keyboard instruments, the whole of the keyboard needs to be visible, and if possible and where applicable, the pedal should also be in view. For percussion candidates, each instrument being played during the exam should be visible throughout. If there's a responsible adult in the room or anyone else not actively involved in the recording, they should be still and silent throughout, and they shouldn't disrupt or direct the performance in any way or interfere with its recording. They also need to stay out of camera view throughout. We'd recommend testing your device and having a trial run before you record your performance exam. It's important that the image and sound quality are clear and undistorted. Check the lighting levels in the room and think about your position in relation to the piano and the music stand and the camera. Also check that you've completed your program form and that it's legible. You need to disable notifications that might distract you on your phone, and check for storage space and battery before you begin. The examiner needs to be able to assess the full range, every aspect of the performance, including tone quality and dynamic range. Make sure your performance is of clear enough quality to enable this, although poor balance or quality won't be taken into account. Candidates taking grades 6, 7 or 8 must show a form of photographic identification to the camera at the start of the exam. They should hold this to the camera for about 5 seconds. As an examiner, I'd need to be able to read this clearly before the exam begins. For a list of acceptable form of photographic ID, see the policies section of the ABRSM website, and it's important that the candidate shows the photo ID to the camera themselves. Candidates taking an exam grades 1 to 8 need to complete this program form and show it to the camera at the start of the exam. You need to complete the form in the order in which pieces of songs will be performed. and you need to include the following information: the song or piece title, including larger context such as its movement or opus or BWV number, if applicable, the composer, the list and number from the syllabus. For the own choice piece, there may be some additional information required if it's not from the syllabus itself, such as the arranger or transcriber of the piece and its publisher. You also need to mention the validity period of the syllabus from which you're performing the piece, and if applicable, if you're going to take a break or if you're going to use a related instrument. This information can be written on a blank piece of paper. However, blank programme forms are provided within the guidance documents on the ABRSM website, and here you'll also find a specific programme form for ARSM. You can download the programme form in both portrait and landscape versions, and you may find it helps to match this to the setup format of your recording. Showing the programme form isn't part of the assessed exam, so this can be shown by a responsible adult if they're present for the duration of the exam. For the own choice piece, there's one further requirement. The copy that the candidate is going to use needs to be shown to the camera with the following clearly visible: the title, the opening clef or clefs, the key and time signature, tempo marking, and any other relevant performance directions, together with the first few lines of the music. The best way to do this is to hold it clearly in front of the camera, again for about 5 seconds, so the examiner has time to read and process everything there. Once the programme form and own choice information has been shared, the candidate should announce the following information: their name, exam subject, that's the instrumental voice, the grade, and the piece title and composer for each of the pieces performed in the order in which they're going to be played or sung. Candidates taking ARSM need to observe the announcement requirements that support the ARSM programme form. Again, this is not part of the assessed criteria, and if preferred, the responsible adult can make the announcements. I hope you found this guide useful. Enjoy the preparations for your ABRSM music performance grade, and the very best of luck for the exam itself.